Everyone's seen it. And the woman was very violent. She's a very radical person. Very sad what happened.
And we're here to announce a lawsuit we're filing against the United States Department of Homeland Security.
And I'm outside Roosevelt High School, where students just completed a walkout march in opposition to ICE's presence in the city. They left school around 2 p.m. carrying signs, and some members of the band had their instruments, so they provided musical accompaniment along the way. They circled the block and then walked out to Hiawatha, which is one of the main thoroughfares here in Minneapolis. They stood there on top of a hill for about 15 minutes. Traffic passing was honking a lot in support of the students. And then they returned to the high school. They finished around 3 p.m., about an hour after they left. And when the final bell rang, the students disbanded and went home. They organized this march entirely by themselves, but there were adults on the street corners and walking along with them in reflective vests to keep traffic clear. There were also some parents here, and they weren't marching with the students, but they were supporting them along with other community members who I saw out on their front steps and on the corners cheering them on. There were even some parents who had gone to this high school themselves who now had students here who told me they called off work sick so they could come out and support the kids.
What we are seeing right now is not normal immigration enforcement. We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day. If the goal was immigration enforcement, if the goal were simply to look for people that are undocumented, Minneapolis and St. Paul would not be the place where you would go. There are countless more people that are undocumented in Florida and Texas and Utah. Why are they in these much smaller cities in the middle of the Midwest? The answer is very clear. It is politics. Florida and Texas and Utah are Republican states. The reason that Minnesota and Minneapolis are being targeted is because you've got a Democratic governor, a Democratic attorney general, and you got Democratic mayors.
We asked the courts to end the DHS unlawful behavior in our state. The intimidation, the threats, the violence. We asked the courts to end the tactics on our places of worship, our schools, our courts, our marketplaces, our hospitals, and even funeral homes. The deployment of thousands of armed, mass DHS agents to Minnesota has done our state serious harm. This is, in essence, a federal invasion of the Twin Cities and Minnesota, and it must stop.